morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the start of year 2
Ooh,
on Daily Dose. That's incredible.
it's weird when you put it like that.
I know. Really amazing. So, thanks to everybody who tuned in Friday. I decided to shower for today. That felt like the right thing to kick off a new season.
We ended last season as a cliffhanger. Will Danish shave?
Will Danish shower.
Shower.
Yes.
Do something with the hair.
I did, it's done. So, I think maybe we just talked about this in the newsletter that goes out on Saturdays, but the plan, just for anticipatory purposes, the plan right now is that we will finish up July doing regular episodes live all the days. So what is that, like 12 more episodes or something? And then we're going to take the month of August off. And we're going to use that month to work with the consultants to help us figure out what is the next best step for Daily Dose, if anything. I maybe have said this before, but you chime in if you have gotten this too, because we have different interactions with people. But I had sort of decided we should be done. We were talking about it, thinking, well, let's get through the year. And then, let's just say, wow, was a great year, and we're kind of out of COVID, and this is something we can put down. But we have gotten both people writing to us, people stopping me, and complete strangers.
Yeah, when we were coming back from Trollwood, seeing a live outdoor performance of a play, people were stopping us saying, we really love what you're doing.
Yeah. So it feels like we maybe need to keep going, but it feels like we need to figure out how we're going to keep going, come up with a plan, and see if we can't genuinely grow this audience. And when I say that, I never mean it in the sense of dismissing those of you who have been really loyal watchers, because that's been incredible.
Yes.
And we so appreciate you. We just, in order for this to make sense in our lives, we need it to grow and have a broader reach. So we'll see what August brings, but we'll finish up this month live. So what are we talking about today, Dr. Mary? You don't remember, do you?
No, I do not.
Dee Dee, what are we talking about?
Dee,
Well, let me
go,
tell
Steve,
you.
what do you want to talk about today? What marvelous topic.
I want to talk about this interesting thing that happens, and I'm really going to be curious to find out if it happens to you as well, because people probably talk about it differently with you than they do with me. I seem to find myself in conversations where people say something to the equivalent of, oh, I had too much to drink. So the most specific recent example, I was with someone who I know in a professional setting, but we went to high school together. So we have a long history. We were not friends in high school, but we have a 30-plus year history together. And it was the week right after the 4th of July long weekend. And so we were talking, and she said how tired she was. And she said, we were outside at the lake, and it was so hot. And she said, we drank too much. And I said, whatever. And she said, well, I didn't drink too much. My husband made a batch of margaritas, so I had a margarita, and then I probably had 1 or maybe 2 glasses of wine. And she qualified this whole conversation, which I do not think she would have done with someone who had not, for almost a year at that point, been publicly talking about having lived with an addict, having gone through this whole journey. So that happens to me fairly regularly. People want me to know that if they've drunk too much, it's not actually too much. It's just more than they normally drink, because they want me to know they're not big drinkers. Do you encounter that with people outside of your AA realm?
I've heard you tell stories, and I've heard this firsthand with just standing around you when someone says it to you. It's like they're backpedaling. Mm-hmm. I don't get it that much. Mostly I get when someone, do you want to drink? Something that doesn't have alcohol in it. And some people go, lemonade's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people actually, like a great friend of ours, actually stock some non-alcoholic beer in their fridge just for me. And and bless her, particularly when she's out shopping, she'll pick up some fun fizzy drink, like that.
Yep.
Got some blood orange lemonade or orangeade or something, whatever it was. It was fantastic.
That was good.
Yeah, we put that in a wine glass. A great example of it became a fun drink just by sticking it in a wine glass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and it makes me wonder, how often are we doing that in life? So I'll give you an example. If I'm talking about my weight, which I was going to say I don't do publicly very often, except I've talked about it on these live streams, which is the most public platform I have access to. But in person, I don't talk about my weight very often, because I can rationally understand that by many people's standards, I have an enviable body mass index. We'll just go with that, okay? So I may not love my weight, but comparatively speaking, I'm very, very fortunate. But if I do ever delve into talking about my weight, and I'm with someone who is heavier than I am, or who I know struggles with their weight because they've been open about it, I always qualify it. I mean, I know I'm lucky, and I go on this whole weird ramble so that they don't feel bad or judge me. And what's interesting, if I then go back to think about this conversation about this woman who was telling me that she'd had too much to drink, I mean, not too much to drink, is I really didn't judge her. She said she had too much to drink, and I did not think to myself, well, what was that? 7 drinks, 8 drinks, 4 drinks? I didn't give it any more thought than when she said to me, I mean, it was so hot out and we spent the whole time in the lake. I didn't judge that. Why would I judge how much she had to drink? I didn't. But she assumed I was judging her because of this situation. So I don't know that there's like a takeaway from it.
I actually did that myself yesterday, thinking about it. I did
Oh.
something very similar.
What did you do?
Well, you were there. So, great friend of ours, he was actually my best man at our wedding, was over. And it's his birthday Tuesday, and he said, well, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 47, no big whoop. And I don't know why I said it. It fell out of my head. I thought
It did fall out.
It was better than mine. I went to rehab on my 47th birthday, and I thought to myself, why in the name of God would you even say that? I mean, it was completely true. I went to rehab on my 47th birthday. And when I was getting signed in at Prairie, she said, date of birth. I said, well, today, 1970. And she goes, well, 48's going to be better. And it was, but why would I say that?
Well, I thought it was actually a great thing to say, because most of us lament getting older. And what I always say, because I have 2 friends who died far, far, far too young. One died at 35 and one died at 42. Both of them would love to be getting older. Absolutely love to be getting older, because there are only 2 paths. You either get older or you don't. So I thought it was just a great reminder of, hey, rather than lamenting that you're turning 47, why don't you just have a moment of gratitude that you get to turn 47? You almost didn't turn 47.
Yeah, I should have qualified it with that, because that was just better than it was better than mine.
Well, you're right. Maybe I took it the right way, because I have a different perspective now on aging, in light of the fact that you almost didn't get there.
So we were at a restaurant, let's plug the restaurant because it was nice. Where were we Saturday? Went to that Mexican restaurant.
Oh, Mangoes.
Good restaurant. But they have specials for AARP. And Dana said to me, my God, in 4 years you'll have an AA. I said, yeah. I said, cheap dinner. And I was grateful. Yes, in 4 years I am going to be 55 and I'm going to be alive and sober.
Shocking.
So bring on the card. Bring it.
Bring on the 10% discount.
I can get into the zoo cheaper as well.
That's super funny. Of all the things to look forward to,
Movie
senior citizen
theaters.
discount.
There you go. See movies
wow.
cheap.
Let's just rush through the next 4 years for sure. Yeah. I don't know that there's anything more that really needs to be said about this. I just think how you talk about your drinking or whatever it is that you might have a little bit of a hang up on, whether it's because it was a one-off or it was some ongoing problem in your life, I think just be okay owning it. Because chances are good nobody else is judging you, because let's carry season 1 into season 2. Nobody's thinking about you as much as you are.
You are your worst judge.
We're all thinking
Harshest
about
judge.
ourselves. I did not judge the woman who told me she drank too much. I doubt if anybody's judging me when I talk about my weight. You didn't need to feel judged for reminding our friend that your 47th birthday was very different than his is going to be. It is just what it is. We all have the experiences that we have. If you do think you drank too much, okay, then you drank too much. And if it's not a problem for you, then it's not a problem. And if it is a problem for you, then that is the thing to address. But don't spend your life worried that because we talk about all things addiction, sobriety, and getting past it, we're judging you if you've had too much to drink. We're really not. If you want thoughts from us about something, we're happy to provide them, but we're not going to come at you with, statistics show. That's not what we're interested in. So, I think that's it. You good?
Yeah, I am.
Welcome to the start of year 2. We'll see where it goes. Thanks for joining us.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.